is going on, my beautiful people? This is your certified life and relationship coach, Coach Court, and we're gonna do a subscriber Q&A, which you guys know I really love doing because I like to engage with you guys. I like to make sure that you get as much value as you can out of this channel because I love what I do and I love you guys as well. But before we get this session started, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Ring that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, ring that bell so you're notified for all the newest content. And you can also be notified when I'm going live. If you guys are part of my YouTube membership, somebody asked me about this and I wanted to make sure I got this clear. If you're part of my YouTube membership, you can go to my home screen, my home channel. You can join right from there, but make sure that you're getting your coaching sessions for the month. Right. If you are part of the membership harvest level part, somebody just actually questioned me on Patreon today and or messaging me, sorry. And I ended up having a really good dialogue with them on my Patreon. All of that is going to be in the links in the description section below. I want to thank you guys for always being here, always supporting. It's a rainy day here in Wisconsin. You could be watching the Packers right now, but you're here if you are one of my fellow Wisconsinites. And I appreciate you. Appreciate you guys giving me a voice, giving me a platform so that I can share with the community. I can get people engaged because I've seen a lot of people engage in and answering questions from each other. They're actually supporting each other, and that's huge. When you're going through breakups and you're going through your healing process, it's important that you form some type of camaraderie with people, especially when you're struggling with, if you're an anxious, preoccupied person. It's really easy to go down that rabbit hole of depression, get X back videos, attachment style videos. But I want to make sure that you guys are doing it in a healthy way where you're educating yourself, because when you learn about yourself, that's how you in turn learn about other people, how other people operate. And that's what I love about personal development. I was on a Zoom call earlier. I'm part of this mastermind deal once a week, and we had a guy come on and he was talking about Think and Go Rich, and he was a pretty cool dude, and he firsthand worked with Bob Proctor. So right then and there, I started to get goosebumps, and I was super excited to hear his story and how he worked with that man one on one, and how basically he taught him firsthand that thoughts are things, and he walked him through a whole year of one on one mentorship, which is, if you ask me, that's invaluable because I don't think people realize just how important personal development is when it comes to getting over breakups, when it comes to having healthy relationships. If you can't show up as your best self, how are you going to show up in a relationship? It's going to be dysfunctional. It's not going to be healthy. So it's important that it's all connected. All right. It's all connected. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Glenn. Hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. I'm going to go over here and check and see if you guys are getting these likes up. I appreciate you guys. So if we can get it to 5 likes, we can get into the session. I'll start answering questions for you guys. Don't forget that we have super chats and now we have super stickers. Those are cool. Glenn actually sent me one. Thanks. Appreciate that. And it was cool to see. I didn't know what it was at first, but now I get it. 5 likes to do it, and I'll start answering the questions for you guys. And like I said, I really do appreciate this platform you guys have given me. It's not me. That's one thing that someone asked in the mastermind meeting today. He asked, "How is this any different from everything that people have taught me in the past? The Think and Grow Rich, Mastermind Alliances, all those things that they talk about in the book." And I said, it's all about, the saying, it's not about who you are and what you said. It's about how you made that person feel. So you can repackage everything. Because if you want to talk about plagiarism and how there's just everybody that you've met, everyone that has a platform that is into personal development, none of those were original thoughts. They've come from somewhere. Even in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, that was all compilation of things that he was learning from the people before him. If you think about in school, you have to go and you have to buy these textbooks in college, high school. You have to buy it, and they're just reteaching you that information over again. So This is what I love about personal development. You get to pick and choose what you want to pick, what you want to uh, go inside your mind. You're the master of your domain, but so many people allow their thoughts to just run rampant. This is why people struggle with anxiety. And then the negative stories that they tell themselves that leads to depression. 10, 10 viewers. I appreciate the like. One day, Shakay. That's my homegirl. It's good to see you back. All right, let's start this. Like I said, Robin, that's a hard one to call. I need to know a little bit more details about your situation, about the dynamics of the relationship. Uh, just your relationship history too would be interesting. It's it'll be helpful. I see the most effort when I leave. Makes no sense, but it's toxic either way. He doesn't want to see you leave, but he also doesn't want to see you walk away. I mean, he doesn't have the skill set to keep you there. Raining here in Indiana. Yeah, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Already got that, Glenn. As a recovering DA, how you have you watched videos and familiarized yourself with DA behaviors and DA core wounds? That will help. Yeah, she's talking to Robin. See there, helping out. You guys have questions? Let me know. Think and Grow Rich. Yeah, so that was just a really cool thing I want to share with you guys. I'm in a mastermind deal. We meet once a week, and it's just a bunch of different people from the local area that just share ideas on personal development, um, business growth, just you name it. Every week is something different. But if you guys have the questions about your situations, I'm here. Let's get it. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. I hope everyone had a good week. I also saw. I was looking back at the replay on the video that I did 3 days ago, and I kind of get in this mode when the camera starts rolling and the countdown starts and the camera start rolling. I get in this like mode where I want to be as engaged with you guys as I can. So looking back, it's almost like an out of body experience. And I know I saw a guy that needed a prayer. His little brother was suffering with depression, and I hope he's doing well. I hope he's on the up and up and is watching my content. It's really important that um, you guys don't forget that you're not alone. It's when you're going through depression and you're broken up, and that person was your best friend, quote unquote. It's hard to find an outlet that's going to replace that best friend. So I can tell you that this is my you guys. I consider the YouTube community, everyone that's here, everyone that supports me. I had another person on my call tonight. Had a really late call. Was California. She's in Cali. I'm in 2 hours ahead, so it's late for me, not for her. But she told me that I can really see the growth in you as a person and also with your content. And I can tell you that doesn't. There's not a bigger compliment I can get from that, because when I first hit record and when I first hit play and I first started studying, I didn't know that this was going to turn into this. I didn't know that I would have this community. All right, I got another question. I can stop stalling now. My DAX wrote me a letter the day she flew out after 10 weeks, no contact. I returned the letter to protect myself. Did I destroy any chance at reconciliation? I can definitely tell you that that was her way of, they call them bids, BIDS, bids for connection. That was her way of trying to have a bid for connection. She wrote you a letter. I understand why you didn't read it. I understand that it probably was really triggering for you to hear or for you to even get that letter, especially when if this person was a real severe DA that wasn't really good at communication, and you were longing for that during the relationship, and she gives it to you after it was done. I would imagine you're probably pretty upset about that. So I get it. And to stop yourself from doing anything emotionally charged, you which would, if you ask me, returning the letter was something that was emotionally charged. That was something that Could have ruined your chances, but you never know. Flip a coin. She could have started bashing you in a letter, and to protect yourself, that was a good thing. I don't know if it's a girl or a guy. Oh, she flew out. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. What's the difference? I'm sorry. Like I said, I was on my soapbox there for a minute. Hard to tell the difference, Robin. I think there's a delay here. Let me go ahead and see if I can change that delay. hmm Delay in the chat. I don't know where I changed it at. I think it's a little too. As much time as I spend on YouTube, I still okay. It's on. No, there's no delay. Not a big one. It's my FAX birthday tomorrow. 3 months no contact. He still has me blocked in WhatsApp. I feel nostalgic. All right, just moved on me. I feel nostalgic and I wish he had reached out by now. He always was the FADA with me, so what to do? Um, Still stay in no contact. One thing about FAs is, like I said, it's a coin flip with them. And if he's the one that usually comes back, usually reactivates and realize that, hey, I'm making a major mistake here by pulling away on this person, then I would just wait. Let them do it when they're comfortable on their terms, especially if you know his patterns. So that would be my advice. I heard she wrote some nasty things in a letter from her friends. Yep, that you protected yourself. Then you dodged the bullet. Good for you. In order for you to heal, you're gonna have to paint. Put nothing but positive thoughts in your mind and move on, move forward. Keep taking one step in front of the other. You know, it's crazy because I was listening to a guy and he was saying when you're an anxious, preoccupied person and you are getting over a breakup and in your recovery, literally you're in a recovery from a love addiction. I'm not gonna lie. That's just basically what it is. It's important that you just take little steps at a time. Like set little goals. Get up in the morning, get out of bed, go brush your teeth, go eat something because you probably won't eat. Go drink some water. Like little things are going to be the really easy things are going to be the hardest when you're going through heartache. You know, follow through with that counseling appointment that you said you're going to make, or pay a bill. I mean, so many people get behind on their bills. They get behind in every aspect of their lives. Don't even want to go to work. So you make a list for yourself and just take it one day at a time, one task at a time. And I thought that was pretty interesting. It was pretty spot on. By the way, narc and DA, because a narc can be a DA, but not all DAs are narcs. Yep, 100%. Do you have any advice for us fearful avoidants who are really scared of vulnerability? Is the one thing to do is to dive into and force yourself? Yes, yes, yes. I actually just got done coaching a person as an FA today. And that was the one thing that we focused on was, you know, be vulnerable enough to make a fool out of yourself, but be wise enough to know when to stop kidding around, if that makes sense. Stop fooling around. I think that's the quote I wrote. I don't know. Something like that. So take the plunge and don't listen to all the stories that are being made up in your head. There's a lot of worries that go through fearful avoidance minds, usually because of the things that they've experienced in the past. And you guys are so good at picking up on vibes and energy and a person's mood, but you're also bad at it at the same time too, because sometimes you can be off base and not communicate it, and you already have this conclusion formed in your head about a situation or about a person. So make sure you're communicating. and be upfront. I think that's a good thing too. Be upfront, be candid about it, and say, hey, just so you know, I have fears of being vulnerable in relationships. It's hard for me to be vulnerable with people, just so you know. So don't take it personal. Don't take it as like, it's something wrong with you. This is just the way I am. I'm really working on trying to fix that about myself. We're all on our path to growth. So that's what I would advise you do. And don't run away so quickly. It's like the cat when a door slams, runs under the couch. Don't do that. And also just make sure that you're surrounded with people who make you feel safe, like you're in a safe space. I broke up with my ex since she monkey branched. Went 2 weeks no contact. I came back, who started talking regularly, and told her I do want to make it work. She's been hot and cold. She's a DA. I'm an AP. Ideas. I don't think 2 weeks of no contact was enough time, if I'm being honest. You need to give her the opportunity to see you differently. People aren't going to change within 2 weeks. It's just unrealistic. There's so many people that try to convince the other person that, hey, look at me, I'm healed. No, you're not. It's been 2 weeks. You think I believe that? 3 weeks, you're okay. Because as soon as she doesn't give you the answer that you want from her, you're going to be showing that exact same behavior that turned her off to you in the first place. She monkey branched. And you have to ask yourself, what is it that happened in the relationship that caused for her to monkey branch to someone else? Yeah, I try. Amanda, I've spoken to a lot of fearful avoidant, and it's interesting. There are a lot of women who are fearful avoidants, and I don't know if it's because of some type of uh, things they've been through with previous relationships, or if it's the trauma from childhood. But I've worked with a good amount. I don't think the stats are quite accurate. Of course, I read the book Attached by Amir Levine over and over again, but I don't think those statistics that they have about the smallest percentage is fearful avoidance and that there's not a lot of them. I think that number is skewed. I think that it's changing now. This is in law, so don't sit here and say, well, court said this, whatever. This is just my personal opinion. I think there are a lot more fearful avoidant people out there than we realize, because there's a lot of people who have past traumas that haven't healed, that aren't able to be present and stand fast in a relationship because they just and apps aren't helping anything either. Dating apps, you're going to see a lot of hot and cold behavior from people from there. You may have a really good text dialogue or exchange, which I don't recommend texting so much. Get them on FaceTime, get them on a Zoom call. You may have like a really good conversation with someone, did not hear from them for another 2 weeks or maybe even a month. So I think that may be creating more fearful avoidant people too. The idea of someone ghosting them, someone making them let their walls down only to just disappear on them when they find another option. So maybe that'd be a good question to ask. I should run a poll. Do you think dating apps are creating more fearful avoidance? I think that'd be a good poll. Which I think. Got some more questions for me? We have 15 people in the chat and we got 6 likes. What is that about? I mean, let's just be honest. I know it's difficult sometimes when you're on your cell phone. It's hard to like, but I'm here for you guys and I want to make sure that we can get as many people in here as possible, because the more questions that I get to answer, that's free coaching for you guys. And I feel it'll make your time and my time as beneficial as possible. 9 likes. Look at that. See? All you have to do is ask, right? All you have to do is ask. All right, so it's good to see everybody. Where's everybody from? I want to do a little roll call in here. I told you guys already, I am in Wisconsin. I am up here by Milwaukee. Go Bucks. Detroit from the D. All right. Wisconsin. Interesting. Gotcha. Thank you. Definitely felt that it was both sides miscommunication, but also I got complacent in relationships. I was going to do a video, Cali, Jersey. All right. I was going to do a video about that. One of the biggest mistakes men can make in relationships, and most common, is getting complacent, not dating anymore, coming home, Netflix and chilling after work, not working out, not going and seeing their friends, not cooking for the person anymore. Cleveland, Cali, Jersey, Florida. All right. Seattle. All right. That's the number one mistake that men can make. And it's the most common. Is not dating. And Glenn, all the way in the UK. Not dating, not courting, um, falling complacent. And the second thing would be to not listen effectively. Effective listening is crucial when you're dating women. They want to be able to, if you bring up something that they said, a couple days later, that's attractive to women. They're like, oh, okay. But they don't want to have to tell you things over and over again because that's just going to frustrate them. And then they're just going to say, you just don't listen to me. And when you don't listen to them, that's when they start to check out emotionally. So I definitely say COVID played a big role, really took a lot of motivation. Yeah, for real. COVID has made and broken so many relationships. I can't even count on my hands, you know, 50, 70 times. If I had a dollar for every time someone came to me and doing coaching calls and they're giving me the background, the story, what they were going through, the dynamics of the relationship, every time someone said, and then COVID happened, I'm like, yep, I figured that was coming. Especially when it comes to living with somebody that's an avoidant and they need their space, they need their freedom, the ability to come and go as they please. When you take that away from them, yeah, it'll be a bad outcome. Let them talk, ask them questions. You know where I learned this from? Well, I learned that from men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Let them talk and don't try to solve the problem. Don't try to be a know-it-all. Make them feel as if they're your intellectual equal. Treat them. Let me recant that. Treat them as if they're your intellectual equal. Because a lot of times women they'll leave guys because they feel as if they weren't their equal, as if they were living in their shadow and like the person didn't understand them. So like they talk down to them. So I learned that the hard way. I've learned that from the book. I've learned that from hundreds of guys that I've coached. So it's important to do that. Who should reach out first after no contact? That is a blanket question there. Who should? Um, I say you just need to live in your authentic self. And I know people say you shouldn't break no contact, but it's different. I got videos I got a ton of videos on that. One um was who breaks no contact isn't like a blanket thing you can do as far as like attachment styles. All right. You have to understand how that person operates in order to know if you should break no contact or if you should stay in it. But if a person is an avoidant, you're most likely going to be the one to break no contact. Because let's just be honest, they're stubborn. They're usually not one for being vulnerable, not giving in first. So, and the anxious person, you probably won't have to break no contact first because they probably break it before you do. So yeah, I was totally in her space too much 24/7 during COVID. After watching your videos, learned that it was a big mistake. And it's not something that we know we're doing. Because if you're living with someone and you're spending quality time, I think that's one of the biggest things too that people need to realize is you have to define what quality time looks like for each person. For one person, quality time may look like just being in each other's presence. Usually when it's an avoidant, they just if you're around me, cool. For other people, it's like having engagement. We're talking about the show that's on. We're talking about the movie. We're not on our cell phones. That's just how other people operate. Um, not everyone operates different the same, you know. Um, so it's important for you guys to talk about this. Talk about what quality time looks for you. And if you because one of the issues I used to have myself was because I run an online business, I'm always going to be on my phone. Especially if even if I'm around the person I'm seeing, like I'm going to be on my phone and I don't want to be rude, but engagement is important. You know, being able to that's probably one of the hardest things about having an online business is not being able to leave it at the door when I'm done because I'm constantly going to be here, you know, responding to comments and literally run Patreon, Instagram, uh, Facebook, YouTube. So it's Twitter. It's a lot of different avenues, emails that I have to do. But that's why it's important for you to have that quality time. And you used to say, all right, this is what I'm going to do for a couple hours. I'm not going to check anything. It's just going to be me and you. And for an anxious person, we want that to be all the time. But for them, they don't want that. You know, just being around you, giving you their time, being at your house or vice versa, that's enough quality time for them. Now I could be wrong. As a general rule, that's how it works. After telling her 2 times not to contact me, looks like I may reach out in 2 months and test. Yeah, so you pushed her far away. But they're not as unforgiving as you think they are. All right. If we're talking about the avoidant, you never know. Shoot your shot, Z. But I wouldn't do it if you're not emotionally centered yet. If you haven't healed that part of you that gets angry easily, or you protesting, make sure that you do the work. I like to do the breathing work, you know, the breath work, square breathing, meditation for me helps to be able to calm myself before any interaction or after interactions because your heart rate gets up like and you end up doing something silly. So don't do that. If I'm not in an awesome relationship for clarification. All right. Amount of time spent together is a big one too. Trying to find common ground, compromise as an avoidant. I prefer not too many times together a week, but maybe push myself for a bit more. Good. Keep your hobbies. You know, which you're an avoidant. You're going to keep your hobbies. You're going to keep your friends. But make yourself vulnerable. Go against the grain. Do something new. If you've been doing the same thing and it hasn't worked out for you in the past, then you know you need to change the formula. Like Jim Rohn says, things won't change until you change. And if that one variable that's consistently messing up the relationships or turning the relationships unhealthy, then that variable has to be you that changes. All right. I run, it helps a lot. Cool. All right. I am out of here. Appreciate you guys for stopping through and checking in. Let me know where you guys from. Looks like you guys from all over the map today. The US. We only got one person from out of the country today. So that's strange. Usually we have a lot of people from Singapore and more people from the UK. But it is what it is. It's good to see y'all. Hope this was helpful. Uh, make sure to like, subscribe, support the channel. I don't know, Amanda. I don't know if you came to me through YouTube, or if you found me through Instagram. I don't know, but I think that's kind of cool that you're in my state. That's awesome. So if you found this video of any value, please like, comment, and share. Reach out to me on my other social media accounts: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. As I am Coach Court. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you soon.